Love Me or Leave Me, our Lily Frost, host of Zoomer Crooners and Songbirds, every Sunday night at 6 right here. You're listening to the Morning Zoom with Sam and Jane. We talk about your mom on various occasions, Jane, and I know that at this time every year we start to talk about Bladder Cancer Canada because it's a cause close to your heart, because it was the disease that eventually took your mom's life. And I just think it's wonderful that you focus so much attention and time and energy on this really worthwhile cause.
Well, you know, Sam, I really wish that Bladder Cancer Canada had been there for my mom, but it's a relatively new organization. It began before she died, but just. And the co-founder, David Guttman, is telling his story. He actually is a survivor of bladder cancer. He's 80 years old, and 25 years ago, he was first diagnosed with it. And at that time, David started to look for information, like at the library. There was no online research at that time. And he basically found very little about bladder cancer. About the disease. There was no support whatsoever. There certainly were urologists who were treating bladder cancer patients, but no support. Mm-hmm. So through a series of occasions over the years, he decided that he needed to provide the advocacy for people in this country, 12,000 every year, who are diagnosed with bladder cancer. And so Bladder Cancer Canada was born, along with his co-founder, Jack Moon. And it is an organization that has really grown steadily over the years in such a short amount of time. You've probably seen some of the billboards for bladder cancer. I mean, the most notable is if you see red in your urine, you should see your doctor. See blood in your urine, see your doctor. That is the main symptom of bladder cancer. So people are becoming more aware of it because of David Guttman. Just a great man. And I was involved in doing a podcast with him, which is on the Bladder Cancer Canada website, as well as my Twitter feed at Jane Brown News. But just a pleasure to shine the light on such a great man.
And does it fill your heart in some way to know that, that you taking up this cause, obviously it can't help your mom, but that maybe somebody else is being helped because of the efforts made by Bladder Cancer Canada?
Certainly that does provide a lot of comfort because, it typically does not affect women as much as it affects men, although it is the fifth most common cancer overall, fourth for men, 12th for women. But a lot of women, and this was the case for my mom as well, blood in the urine was diagnosed by her GP as a urinary tract infection. And so she kept receiving antibiotics and was not referred to a urologist until it was too late. So, the best thing you can do for yourself, if you're a woman in midlife, you don't seem to be a candidate for bladder cancer, but you see blood in your urine, push your doctor to see a urologist, at least so you can get it ruled out.
Right. Okay. And direct us to the podcast again, Jane.
Yeah. So go to the Bladder Cancer Canada website, bladdercancercanada.org, and you'll see a nice picture there of David Guttman. Just such a wonderful man. I can't say enough good about him. It's also on my Twitter feed at Jane Brown News. Thanks, Sammy.
Oh, yeah. Traffic now, Spencer Costin.
A new issue, the 427 southbound has a collision just below Dundas with volume backing it up to just before Bloor.